Okay, we're gonna do our last type, which is the no real roots. That means it's not crossing the x-axis at all. We're gonna go ahead and graph it like normal just to see, because sometimes they're not always gonna tell you what type it is. So let's do that. I'm seeing a -2 on here. I worked on this one a little bit earlier and the numbers happen to be super small. So I'm gonna make these all halves and put my 2 here. So it's 0.5s for my increments. So there's -2 for my y-intercept. I'm going to go ahead and find the axis of symmetry now. -b over 2a. b is -1, use parentheses, and a is -2. So I get -1/4. Not a great number, but we're going to kind of do the best we can with it. There's a 4th. And I'm going to flip this guy over. Now I just have to look for where my vertex is going to land. Now, if it lands below those 2 dots, it goes further negative, I know that it's going to point upwards. If it lands above that, it's going to point downwards. Okay. In fact, if you remember what the transformation leads you, if you have a negative on your x squared, it's going to point down. So it's going to be a downward facing. So technically you could stop here because we know that my vertex is going to be somewhere like in this area. Actually, not even up that high because it's not crossing at all. It's going to be somewhere between the 0 and -2. So let's see if we can go ahead and find it anyways. Plug in the -1/4, and I'm actually going to plug that in as -0.25. Because it's going to be a little bit easier to plug into a calculator. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to use my phone here. Plus 0.25 minus 2. 1.87. So -1.87. So a little bit less than the 2. So it's going to be like right there. So it obviously is going down. And that's all I need to know because it's not going to cross. It has no x-intercepts.